love to transition and to invite Ana Santos onto our stage next, who's one of our authors. And I have gotten to know Anna over this journey, and what an inspirational woman you are, Anna. I'm so thrilled to have you on this platform and part of the Women Thrive book. Get to share your story and to have you here. How are you doing, Anna?
Thank you, Ray. How you doing? Thank you, beautiful ladies that are connected here this afternoon or night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for coming and thank you for having me, Ray. I'm so blessed to be given the opportunity to do this and be part of your community.
I appreciate it, Anna. Um, Anna, life throws us curveballs at times. And I know there has been a few curveballs that were thrown at you in the process of this. And as much as we would have loved to have more of your presence, life was just happening. One thing I want to say, I want to congratulate you on your graduation, which was one of the pursuits that you were doing in the process of this journey as well. Tell us a little bit more about your graduation and what were your pursuits.
Well, I was doing 3 years of Bible study just because I wanted to learn more and get a more close relationship with God. And I was during these 6 months, a lot of things happened that kept me pulling my hairs off my head to the point that I was like, no, maybe I should consider it's not the perfect timing for me to do the chapter and quitting overall. But something inside of me told me that I needed to get going. And I think God has funny ways of rewarding you when he sees that you push forward and you don't give up and you have faith. And the night of the graduation rehearsal, they gave me the salutatorian award, which was the second highest score of the class, a class of approximately 50 people. And I wasn't expecting it. I thought that, like always, imposter syndrome kicking in and saying, no, you're not going to get it, as they're calling number five, number four, number three. And then just like by that time, it's like, no, I'm not going to get anything. Why are you thinking? And then when they called my number, I jumped off that chair. I was like, oh my God, I started crying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord, because it's been a lot of hard work and dedication. And like I told the ladies in one of the weekly calls, they were my support to keep going with everything that was going through. I would, whenever I could, jump in the calls and I would always laugh, and the energy was contagious. And it's true, you have to become part of a community that no matter what supports you and goes through you. And you guys were there for me like a family. And I thank you all, because sometimes we do things without realizing how we impact others. Maybe a gesture, maybe a smile, a comment, something might change the way that you think about a situation that you might going through. So I'm very thankful for the community. I graduated at the beginning of June. I was so excited, so happy, and so blessed. And now this is like the icing on the cake, the book release. I mean, it couldn't be a better June like this.
Yeah.
When 3 months later, I was not in the best position as a person, as an individual, facing a lot of challenges at the moment.
Yeah.
But when there's a will, there's a way, and we women have that extra superpower of energy that we make it happen when we're determined.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd love to commend your tenacity and perseverance, vision, commitment, not only in your personal pursuits in your life, but staying with this process and saying, you know what, no matter what, I will persevere. And I know where your heart is. I know the impact you're here to make. And I know you're a truly inspirational woman, and your chapter is really beautiful. And when I first read it, I was like, wow, I was not expecting this. Can I
Yeah,
just say? I was
yeah.
not expecting it at all. Okay, so before I put any spoilers out there, let me just zip it
Already
up there
trying.
and introduce Ana Santos, who is money mindset coach, an accountant, tax expert, speaker, and now, of course, published author and a successful entrepreneur. She specializes in making the overly complicated simple when it comes to your finances. And she's on a mission to help you take control of your money so you can turn your dreams into a reality. Numbers is a language of business, she says, and she's here to help you win. So she holds bachelor's degree in accounting from Bernard Brunch College and master's degree in taxation from Florida International University, born in Brooklyn, and originally Dominican descent and raised in Puerto Rico. What
Yeah.
a dynamic and diverse background. Anna, I am excited to hear your story today.
Well, I want to tell you that whenever I hear every one of these ladies talk, I pick up of a little bit of my story in their story because I talk about my childhood and how my childhood framed my personality. I talk about being bullying because I was different. I was always the chubbiest girl in the room when I was in kindergarten, and I was being bullied a lot. And that left a sense of insecurity in me. And the book goes along all the stages of my life. And I don't want to give up a lot of details because I want you to read the chapter, you know, and get the best out of it. But for me, like Stephanie talk about how her father left a mark on her life, I talk about how my father influenced my life. And he will always encourage me, get an education, get a good job, do well. You know, he would always reinforce me to be the best I could, provide for my family in a better way by getting an education. And there was a moment in my journey that I derailed for from the plans that he set in his mind for me, and that marked another burden on me that already came with my bag. My bag was packed with insecurity, um, with not liking myself. I would look in the mirror and I said, "No, I don't like myself. You're fat. You're ugly. I don't like the hair. Look at this girl." I caved myself into a trap mentally by not thinking that I was this or that or the other, and that chased me through adulthood. And my chapter speaks about how did I flip my chip. That's what I call my group, a group of ladies that I mentor every Wednesday, that we need to flip the chip. We need to change our mindset and say, wait a minute, God made me the way I am. I'm beautiful, I'm special. I'm everything that He wanted me to be, and He loves me unconditionally. Why? I'm not gonna love myself. And it was hard at the beginning, to change my mindset, to leave that victim mentality that I was living in, wanting to become invisible. But again, I want you guys to read the book. I want you guys to go to the journey with me. I want you guys to realize no matter what the situation it is, that you will overcome it. We women are like, extraordinary at overcoming adversity. And these 12 chapters of that book are living proof that we could overcome anything and move forward. I love these ladies to death. They're like, wow, they were my rock, honestly. And I also want you guys to realize that I've seen so many people that plan their life going, because when they achieve this, then they're gonna do this and this and this and this and this and that. And one of the things that I wanna portray in my book is like, life is a journey. Enjoy every step of the way. Learn from your mistakes and your situations, become better, and then keep going, because the destination is the journey. You are going through your journey, but that's your destination, learning from every single thing that happened to you. Oh my God, the simplest thing, enjoy it, because life will go away and you will regret. I've seen people that spend their lifetime saving only to spend that money on cancer treatments. And then they come and realize, why didn't I go to Europe? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And numbers leave a legacy. It's true. People are afraid of numbers. And I love numbers, and numbers love me, because nothing can be achieved in life if you don't pay attention to your money. And one of the missions that I took upon myself was to empower women to take control of their money. I've seen so many women after a divorce come out broke and with the responsibility and the burden of supporting the kids. That has to stop. And I want people to make informed decisions based on information. It's enough. And I love this community because it gives me the opportunity to contribute. I don't, like I said, you don't know how you can impact the life of somebody else, but something, by smiling, by saying hello, by just showing up. Because we are being watched, and we are also being scrutinized. All the people that are around you, when you belong in a community, you might be a role model without even you realizing that you are. But that's what we're here for. Our stories would tell everybody, look, I came through this, I was that. This is how I handle it. Yes, it's normal to cry. It's normal to feel left out. In my case, I wanted to become invisible. And sometimes you have to be careful with what you wish, because I was invisible. And then it took me a while to realize, wow, but I don't want to be invisible anymore. I want to share my story. I want people to know who I am and what I have come through and where I am now. So it's very challenging. Life is like that, but we have to, keep going, embrace our situations, embrace ourselves, love ourselves. Like I have learned to love myself and accept myself and feel special because God made me special. And also became free by doing that. So that's what my chapter entails: the relationship I had with my father, what I went through as a kid, what I went through as a teenager when I got married, the value of my education, because I could never forget the look in my dad's eyes the day that I got my master's degree. And overall, stop comparing myself to others. I'm unique, I'm special, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful. Everything that comes in my mind now is empowering to myself. And that's my major achievement in life. And that's why I strive to be best, because I have two kids. I have a 38-year-old and I have a 31-year-old that I want them to feel proud of everything that I have accomplished and be an example of what you can achieve in life when you set your goals straight and you pursue them and you fight for what you want. So that's the road ahead of me, the road that I still need to keep going and working. I'm going to be turning 60 real soon. And I want to start writing what is going to be the next chapter of my life. So thank you all. I love you. Uh, Thank you, Raimonda, for giving me this opportunity. I'm really grateful. I'm speechless.
I'm so, so proud of you for having this resilience to overcome life challenges. What a journey you have been. And there's always, we're always work in progress. And I always say, there is this quote that as butterflies, we don't see our own beauty. It's others around us that can see how
Mhm.
beautiful we are. And I just want to say, Anna, you're beautiful inside out, and you share your heart and you wear your heart on a sleeve, and you're here to make a positive difference. And I'm so glad that, um, you really empowered yourself in this process and grown through this process and started to see your own beauty because it's inside of us. It's what lives inside of you, not on the outside. And on the outside, you're just as beautiful as you are on the inside, if I may
Thank,
say that. No matter
thank
what
you.
people say or have said to us, we always wear the things that always sticks to us is the negative things that people have said. But I'm sure in our lives there's so many positives that have been said to us, but we hold on to the negatives. So I encourage everyone to not hold on to any negativity that has been shared and really embrace yourself. Anna, what's beyond the book? How do you want to impact women in the world?
I want to make a difference in their life by them realizing that everything that they need is inside of them.
Mm.
Everything that they need is inside of them. And also to pay attention to the way that they're handling their money and how they're, going through spending. Because we women, we like to spend, we're shoppers. But sometimes when you want to achieve something greater, you need to hold on the horses of spending and, encourage yourself to start saving. And and that's basically my message as being an accountant and a numbers person. I see it when I work with a family, and their progress is my success too, in a way. And I rejoice myself every time that I see that people are doing better with their finances. They're buying houses, they're affording cars, they're living their dream. Just like one day I came, and I moved to New York with a
Mm.
um, purse, or let's say with my luggage full of dreams. And little by little, I've been accomplished them. So up till today, which this is one of my biggest dreams to go in a community where I will reach women all over the world. This is a dream come true for me.
I love that. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite anyone who may want to share anything with you today. And I see someone particularly I'd like to invite to share Dr. Louise. She doesn't live too far from you, and she
Okay.
certainly has probably some words of wisdom and encouragement for you. Dr. Louise, would you please unmute yourself?
Hi, community. Hi, Ramonda. I was hoping you didn't call me. She's gonna call me. She's gonna call me. But it's always a pleasure, to be. I just just love listening to the greatness that comes out of the women that have been on this podcast. Like everyone um, dittos. It's like our lives are so intertwined. We don't know it, but we all have the same kind of story, of being a warrior, being an overcomer, overcoming trauma on some level. There's no such thing as deeper. I mean, there's different levels of trauma, but we've all overcome these obstacles because of something inside of us. There was no one in our hearing the story. There's no one that kind of pulled us out of it. Something came up in us that told us, this is what you have to do. When I was diagnosed with cancer 8 years ago, and the oncologist told me that she gave me the story, very nice lady. And of course, I was naive. I didn't know anything about cancer. I didn't even know how I got it. I had no idea. I was just numb. So when she was telling me the story, I was diagnosed with CML. Um, she says, well, we can give you medicine, but it's not going to cure it. I was like, so what cures it? She said, there is no cure. I said, excuse me? She said, there is no cure. I was like, so that was it. I was like, so, there were no words. And I just left there and I got in my car with my sister, and it's like it was yesterday. And I said, that is not going to happen. She says, you can live for 5 years. You can probably live if you take the medicine for about 5 years. That's the life expectancy with CML because your bone marrow is not producing good blood for your cells. And I said, I got in my car and I had tears in my eyes and I looked at my sister and I said, that is not going to happen. Now, little did I know then, like I know now, that I had conquered death. I had put my foot down and said, that is not going to happen. And I didn't say it lightly. I said it, and that is not going to happen. And here I am, 9 years later, still alive, had my trauma, had my stuff, had a bone marrow biopsy last year this time. Um, I'm doing well, recovering still. I don't have as much energy yet, but I'm getting there. But I feel great. But that did not happen. It's 9 years now. I just knew that was not going to happen. That was not going to be my story. So from out of that, I began to build on learning more about my body, learning about cancer, learning about the immune system. And then I started learning about how the mind operates. When I got my PhD, I didn't want to be clinical. I wanted to know not just take the Tylenol or the Advil for the headache, but why are people getting the headache? What is causing the headache? So I've always been the person that went after why. What is the root cause behind this? So I went to look at, well, what was the root cause behind cancer? Like nobody, they tell you it's genetic, it's in your family. Nobody in my house has no cancer. Where did this come from? I live a good life, I'm a giving person. Then I realized it was stress related. I had so many stresses
Hmm.
in my life that I had not even acknowledged because I'm such a warrior. See, we don't understand that there's a warrior inside of us. There's something that combats, that we get into war and we're coming out of the battle. We might have some scars, but we are warriors and we are overcomers and we are coming out of the battle to war again. and to live. And I didn't realize that at that time. But as we went along, I began to realize the warrior that lives in me and that still lives in me and that fights today. And the doctor just came into the office. I tell you, I'll be in and out today, but it. I might get back on later. But it's such a pleasure to be on the platform with so many women, and I look forward to meeting everyone and to continue to share. I'll be back on the call in a little
Thank
bit.
you.
But thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you, Dr. Lise. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
And so we are here, and by sharing our stories, we don't know just whose lives we're going to touch, inspire, transform. We just don't know. And I encourage you to share your story, no matter how vulnerable, scary it may be. And Anna, your story is truly beautiful. And I'm so, so glad that you persevered in this authorship journey to be here today, despite all the challenges along the way. I want to celebrate you. So before I let you go, Anna, can I just have a little drum roll? Because we have just hit bestseller for Women Thrive book. So, yay, congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you for sharing the book, for purchasing the book, being part of this journey. I didn't know, I was frantically looking for the ratings, and Linda shared it in the chat. So we hit bestsellers in the women's spirituality as number one, women's inspirational spirituality as number one, and spiritual growth as number two in Amazon ranking. So I want to congratulate officially our authors today, hitting bestsellers, reaching so many people around the world. Anna, what does it feel like actually to receive the news?
Wow, it's another accomplishment. You see how God is good, and He will always, whenever you least expect it, He will pop out that little ray of sunshine in you that will make you feel like, wow, it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was worth it, and I am crying right now, just like when they gave me that award. I cannot thank Him enough, and thank you guys for the love and support that I received. There's more to my story, but that will come in another chapter in another book. Because
Absolutely.
we are all like a big puzzle, and every single experience that we go through, it's aligning the big vision that God has in store for you. So God bless you, Raimonda. God bless your baby. She's beautiful. Your family, the families of everybody that's here right now, celebrating, because it's a day of celebration. We are officially bestsellers. So let's get a round of applause to each one of us. And thank you for the ones that are connecting too, because they're making history along by being here, by being present, by saying yes. Because sometimes the first and most difficult step that you do is the first one that you do to work on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate it. We will drop your link in the chat. And if you feel called to, please connect with Ana Santos on her platforms.